The first sound I heard wasn't music or laughter. It was silence. A heavy, suffocating silence that fell the moment I stood up. 200 pairs of eyes locked on me, expecting vows, promises, a future. Instead, I placed the microphone down and whispered 6 words that shattered the room. The wedding is over. Right now. Gasps. A chair scraped against the floor. Someone dropped a glass. Behind me, Elias, my fiancé, laughed nervously, thinking I was joking. But I wasn't joking. I was finished. Because only minutes earlier, I had heard something that burned through me like acid. His parents, leaning toward a guest, their voices dripping venom. That's not a mother, that's a mistaken address. They were talking about her. My mother. The woman who raised me alone, who skipped meals so I could eat, who sewed my prom dress by hand because we couldn't afford one. She sat 2 tables away, her back straight, pretending not to hear. But I heard. And worse, Elias laughed with them. The man who once swore to protect me, to love my family as his own, chose to laugh. So I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I simply ended it. Right there, in front of everyone. 3 years earlier, I thought Elias was different. He was charming, clever, attentive. He said he admired my strength, that I'd built my life without a safety net. I wanted so badly to believe him. But the signs were always there, weren't they? The way he sighed when my mother called too often. The way his family dismissed her as eccentric, and how he never defended her. Small cuts I ignored until the wedding day, when they finally cut deep enough to bleed me dry. The guests whispered, his family scrambled, and I walked my mother out with my head held high. That night, when Elias called me over and over, I didn't answer. I wasn't heartbroken. I was planning. Because revenge, I've learned, isn't fire, it's precision. And their weakness? It was as fragile as glass. Reputation. Elias's father, a respected businessman who preached about family values. His mother, adored for her charity galas and perfect social media smiles. Elias himself, on the edge of a career-making partnership, his image spotless. All of it, a performance. And I had the receipts. Months earlier, when we were still engaged, I found messages on Elias's laptop. Flirtations with a coworker. Photos. Promises. I screenshotted everything and tucked it away. Now, I sent it straight to his firm's partners, their HR department, and the woman's husband. Subject line, professional conduct concern. His father once bragged after too many drinks about how he cooked company numbers, how easy it was to cut corners. I remembered. I dug through records, contracts, and pieced together a neat little package of evidence. Then I sent it anonymously to a journalist who'd been chasing corporate scandals, and his mother, his mother with her angelic charity facade. I had my own footage. Her screaming at volunteers, calling them useless trash. I'd recorded it months ago when I started noticing the cracks. I leaked it to the very people she exploited. By dawn, their kingdom wobbled. By noon, it collapsed. The firm suspended Elias. The newspaper ran an exposé on his father's company. The charity board voted his mother out. Their perfect family photo was shredded into scandal. They called me dozens of times. I let the phone ring. Because silence is the sharpest blade. The following evening, I agreed to meet them. Not in their home, not in private. I chose the same banquet hall where the wedding was supposed to happen. Now it was empty, cold, the tables cleared. When they walked in, they looked hollow, desperate. His father begged for forgiveness. His mother sobbed about reputation. Elias stared at me like I was a stranger. Maybe I was. Maybe he had never seen the real me. I looked at them and said quietly, "You mocked the woman who gave me everything. You laughed while she was humiliated. And you expected me to join your family? No. I don't join cruelty. I bury it." Elias opened his mouth, but no words came out. His parents trembled in silence. I leaned forward, lowering my voice. You stripped her dignity in front of 200 people. I stripped your legacies in front of the world. And then I left them there, in that hollow hall. The same hall that was supposed to hold my vows now held their ruin. The next morning, I made breakfast for my mother. She tried to apologize, as if she was the reason everything fell apart. I stopped her. No, Mom. You weren't the cause. You were the reason. The reason I finally saw them for what they were. The reason I chose me. She smiled through tears, tears of relief, not shame. People ask me if I regret it. If I regret torching an entire family's reputation. My answer is simple, I don't. Because revenge isn't about destruction. It's about protection. And the moment they called my mother a mistake, they sealed their fate. So tell me, if it were your mother, would you have done any less?